party that you dislike the most?
Conservative?
Okay.
Okay. So, I dislike the Conservative Party because Pierre Poilievre is really just loony for Trump. And I don't really want to become the 51st state because he actually went on record saying that he likes Trump. He endorses Trump. But let's get that one straight. The potential leader of Canada endorses a Nazi dictator.
Okay.
And then I read up on some of his environmental things.
Repeat that part.
He promised to give more funds to the police so they could arrest more homeless people for being homeless, which is a crime now.
Okay, 1 second. Okay.
And then he also promised to make the murder and assault of intimate partners like its own separate crime, which, okay, right, that's his only good policy, actually. But back to the money thing, he also promised to give more money to big polluters. So his economical and global warming factors are really just very bad because he is not going to do anything for the environment if he gets elected. I've gotten all my information from CNN, by the way. Canadian News, official.
Okay. How do you feel about healthcare education for him?
Well, according to him, he is once again a loony for Trump, and Trump has not done anything good for education or healthcare. So I assume if Pierre Poilievre gets voted in, he won't have similar premises. I didn't see anything on him saying anything about educational or healthcare, which, does that really pose a good prediction for you?
I remember what he said about. Pretty certain he wanted to privatize healthcare.
Oh, probably.
And it was like his grandpa or something that ran a residential school as well.
Of course he did.
Yeah. Something that he is doing that I agree with is he wants to restore the $4,000 apprenticeship grants. So that grant helps to encourage people to apprentice for trades, which trades are really important jobs as well. So that'd be like electrician, plumbers, oil field workers, things like that. Even like hairdressers are considered a trade, carpenters, things like that help develop buildings. So they used to have a grant like that, which helps to keep people interested in pursuing trades. However, they also used to have a grant like that for childcare workers, and our provincial government, what was his
You
name?
mean the Conservative?
Yeah. So who's the one that was in before Smith? So Notley brought this grant in for childcare workers. Anybody that started in the childcare field got $2,500, and if they left the field and returned to it, they got another $2,500. and Conservatives got rid of that tax. So, and it was for like childcare workers that had their like education to actually be a childcare worker. So like in childcare, there's level 1, 2, and 3. Level 1 is just an online course that you can take that takes you like a week to do. Level 2 is a 2-year program, and then level 3 is like a teacher's degree, a youth worker degree, things like that. So if you were level 3 and you left the field and came back, then you got the $2,500 for it. And so that helped keep people that actually were qualified to work in childcare in the field longer. There's so many people that don't work in childcare now because it's so underpaid. Like, I used to work in it. I don't anymore because I literally only got paid minimum wage. Like, you're working with a group of kids that are like infants, you're working with 6 infants at a time. Toddlers, you're working with 8 toddlers at a time. Like, it's such a crazy environment that they need to be paying workers more. So I'm just looking at his platform again. I was trying to remember what there was something important I was going to talk about.
Let me guess, it's racist undertones.
No, it had to do with our education system. It's also funny too because everybody's all like blaming liberals for carbon tax. Did you know that it was actually Stephen Harper, who was a conservative prime minister, that brought carbon tax into effect? BC started doing it provincially, and then when Harper got in, he implemented it for all of Canada on like the large like manufacturing companies and stuff like that.
I didn't know that.
I wonder what ChatGPT says about.
My opinions on the Liberal Party are, I think they have much better policies than the Conservatives, but also I think that, you know, they need to like rethink some, because I feel like that their opinions on healthcare and education funding especially aren't the best. I haven't done that much research on it, honestly. But I do think that they have better policies than the Conservatives, definitely. And I think that, you know, they should probably try to lower the taxes, because I feel like that promise could definitely bring in a lot more voters, especially the young farmers who are really subject to conservative redneck media, and they all think, like, they all vote on based on one policy, which would be to bring the taxes down, which, you know, I don't think is good, because you should be doing the research that, like, more than a quick Google search about what insert party thinks on taxes.
Yep.
So I definitely do think that the Liberals have some issues, but, you know, they're really a better choice than Conservatives. I don't think they're the best choice, though. I think that would go to the NDP.
I wish people would give NDP a chance.
I know. Their policies on, like, global warming are really nice.
Yeah. You know how many people I see, like, posting on political stuff saying, saying that it would be a waste to vote NDP, so now I'm forced to vote Liberal. And it's like, if so many people have that mindset around it, that you're forced to vote Liberal, then just vote for the party that you want to vote for. And then maybe they would win. Like,
I think we shouldn't shame people for voting.
I honestly think it's because the leader of the NDP party has a turban, and I think people hate that.
Oh, yeah.
I think people are just absolutely discriminative and racist, and they think the absolute worst.
Yeah, they think that because the dude who's the leader of the NDP has a turban for religious reasons, that automatically he's going to be a horrible choice. But really, based on policies alone, NDP would be the best choice for Canada.
Yeah. Okay, why else do you think NDP would be the best choice?
I think that their policies on especially education funding are really good because they'll bring more, and the